Hello everybody, this is Gene Star 134 coming to you with a new movie review. As you can see, this is The Haunted House. Now, being a big fan of comedy in general, from stand-up to any general movie out there, there's always a line that I feel is kind of crossed within each kind of, I should say, genre to age reference, or at least to kind of generation, in so many words. Now, comedy has always been a focal point of keeping kind of what civilization would like to call sane. It allows you to relax, allows you to focus on the little things that are not a problem in your life, allows you to distract yourself, to stay relaxed, to stay sane. So, off balance, I know. The question is comedy dead compared to what it used to be? And looking at this movie, it seems like it's clawing at its way. It looks like it's trying, at least. It has some points where it goes back to similar focal styles, but at the same time still falls into the lowest common denominator. And that's understandable. I mean, one of my biggest examples is one of my favorite movies of all time, Young Frankenstein. It was the best, if anything, that I've seen out of a comedy and a story at the same time. Now, comparing that to The Haunted House. The Haunted House pokes fun at the student film genre, at least in the newest forms, which gripped from Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity claimed that it was one of the scariest movies ever, and let's just say it did not work. And that's because it spawned from the idea of the Blair Witch Project, but another story for another day. And so, making fun of something that a lot of people kind of freaked out over the movie for no apparent reason, the Wayans brothers took a poke at this movie, and I can say they did fair to normal. I mean, there was a few funny jokes that did connect with me. I mean, if anything, on the lower parts, I mean, there's always the standard fart joke that just seems, if played well, is hilarious. And of course, the lowbrow adult humor that everyone can get, and that's what a lot of comedy movies are nowadays. Nothing but fart jokes and lowbrow humor. And granted, it allows you to kind of revert to your child immature state, but at the same time, it's not really worthwhile. It's one of those movies you'll watch once, probably reference a couple times, and that's it. But if you can't sit down with a friend and joke about a movie and then come back a couple days later and joke about it again, then it just isn't a real comedy. I can honestly say I've seen Grown Ups, and that was one movie that I quoted for quite a while. And even then, back to Young Frankenstein, I did the same thing. I even talked to a customer of mine this week, and we joked about it, and she was a good almost 20 years older than I was. And for a movie to be that comedic and that timeless, to be black and white, is just proof that comedy can be over the top without being completely lowbrow. So, The Haunted House, I can honestly say, is an attempt, at least a claw at the way of original comedy in some works that it helped, but it seemed like it was pandering to too many people, too many groups, and trying to be funny way too hard. So, my overall statement about the movie, I can honestly say, is that if you want to watch a movie and just watch it for the stupidness of the movie, go for it. If you're watching for a movie that would actually kind of fill you as a person but make you laugh at the same time, or at least give you some depth and not just say, oh, here's a joke here, here's a joke there, let me just run with it way past the point where it should be, then this is not the movie for you. It's really a one-time humor kind of movie. I mean, granted, the Wayans brothers still, Marlon Wayans still does a fairly well job of making this movie. Great acting, as always, from him. And overall, the comedic cast is pretty fair to a certain point, but there's, again, just a lot of jokes that are swings and misses. So, overall, if you want to watch it, it's alright. That's all I gotta say about it. I hope you enjoyed this review. This is Gene Starwin 34 signing out.